Supplementary budget. Unforeseeables. I am struggling, really struggling, to understand how unforeseeable some of these things are, in all honesty. That we have got to do it in a haste. You said this is our last supper, our last sitting, you said. So
I did not say that.
You used the word last supper, Madam Speaker. I don't know what you meant. But you used the appropriate money for what we are saying is unforeseeable. I am struggling to understand how unforeseeable some of these things are. We've talked about the inaugural ceremony. There is money for ATIAC, Right Honourable Speaker, 37.9 billion. We have been here and we have screamed our voices hoarse about projects like ATIAC. There is another one, Day by a Farmer.
Honourable Musasizi, I want you to listen on ATIAC.
Madam Prime Minister, don't interrupt Honourable Musasizi. He needs to listen to these critical issues. We have talked about Day by a Farmer, which was given free money, 778 billion. Money was given to Inspire Africa Coffee Factory, Ntungamo, 180 billion plus. Rocco, 260 billion shillings plus. Of course, there's Lubowa Specialized Hospital, which has become a white elephant. We then talked about ATIAC Sugar Factory. So far, 668 billion shillings over the years to ATIAC Sugar Factory. It's a factory I went to visit with colleagues, and there is no sugar coming out of there for the last couple of years, but every year we keep appropriating money. Now we're even bringing money through a supplementary for ATIAC Sugar Factory. Help me understand. Who is this ATIAC person that we have got to keep giving them money, billions of shillings on an annual basis, that now it even has to come through a supplementary, that it is an emergency? Right, Honourable Speaker, to the taxpayers who are watching us, we could be seen as conduits of fraud. Fraud is when you are paid for a service and you don't deliver it. You have given 668 billion shillings so far to ATIAC. No sugar is coming out of there. This is free money. You want to add them money. For what? I don't understand.
Thank you.
Right, Honourable Speaker, the classified that's indicated here, within the 3% legal limit, 300 billion. Outside the 3%, 110 billion. That's a total of 410 billion shillings. Look, every country will have a classified budget. But you see, your classified budget has got to be tethered to your revenue. You cannot be a heavily indebted poor country and you keep having trillions of classified budget. Now you have a supplementary for classified 410 billion shillings. A few days to the closure of government. What are you going to do in these few days for this classified of 410 billion shillings? Honourable Speaker, yes, our rules can be suspended and all of that, but these things should make sense to the taxpayer. They should make sense. Now, the taxpayer might try and understand you on the hospitals and so on, and hopefully that money will go to the hospitals. Because many times we pass money for some of these things and it is viable. When you read the accountability reports, you see money was transferred from this and taken to something else. So hopefully for the hospital money, it gets to do that. But help the taxpayer to understand this 410 classified budget billion. For a few days, government is closing down. Billions to ATIAC Sugar Factory that you've been giving money. Nothing is happening there. I want to understand, Right Honourable Speaker. I genuinely want to understand from Prime Minister and her team. Help me and the taxpayer whom you're going to squeeze a lot more. You recently passed here more money, higher taxes on fuel and so on. So the taxpayer is paying for these things. Help the taxpayer to understand.
Thank you.
We are waiting. Day by a Farmer, Inspire Africa Coffee, Rocco and so on. The response by government was that we have acquired stake in a number of these entities. I then asked, where are the share certificates? Where are the valuation reports? Government conceded that for some of these, valuation had not happened. Honourable Speaker, I remember when money was being passed for Day by a Farmer, 723 billion at the time. We asked government, they said they had not carried out valuation. So we said, what stake are you buying if you don't know the value? You guided, Right Honourable Speaker, and you remember I disagreed with you. You said, let's pass the money. Then Government will hold that money before dispatching it to the entity, to the private company, until they do valuation. And you said they will bring the valuation report here before the money is dispatched. They have never brought that report. And I told you, once we have appropriated that money, we become factors official. The Attorney General of Uganda, the Honorable Chiriowa Chiwanuka Nsumikambi Mugambe, promised on this floor, on the Hansard, that he will come to this house and table share certificates and table valuation reports for these companies. That has never happened. But government keeps coming back for more money. What are we funding? Because when you say we have got stake, we are shareholders as government, in each of these companies, where is the evidence? But also, before you acquire stake, you first do valuation. Good business people know that. That before you inject your money in a business to say, I'm buying, let's say 30%, what is that 30% worth? That's when you do valuation, and then you know, I am buying this much stake. These people lied to us because they have never produced those certificates, they've never produced the valuation report. So they told us a lie. Why then do you keep coming back for more money? You don't want to be transparent. Because what we want to know, you are asking us to appropriate money to what? We want that accountability. By the way, it's not even enough, Right Honorable Speaker, that sugar begins to come out of Atiak in September. As sure as day follows night, it's not going to happen. Because every year they keep promising us. But let's even say it comes out. The taxpayer is asking, what is my stake? Forget that sugar will come out of that private entity. What is the stake? Why don't you want to respond to these questions? But you want to keep coming, asking us for more money and all of that. No, we should not proceed this way, Right Honorable Speaker, in my view.
For his very loud submission. I'm a first-time here. Loud, I heard him clear. That's what loud means. I am a first-time member of Parliament like him, and I've since learned how things are brought to Parliament. Normally, entities of government, where government has invested, there is an audit act. So we send the Auditor General who reports to Parliament on what has been found. I was advised that we don't just drop documents on the floor of yes, and I'm telling you, I was advised. So, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleague, I would want to imagine that all the money that was audited, the Auditor General can give a report on that.
Members,
Can I first have a justification before you bring the procedure?
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, the object of this bill is that the country faces a number of challenges which threaten our ability to self-govern in the absence of a sovereignty-specific law which this law seeks to address. And these include preventing undue external influence, regulating foreign funding, safeguarding national security, filling legal gaps, and managing digital misinformation. I beg to move, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable members, I want to provide some guidance in this. Honourable members, the chairpersons of the committees have prepared the report. And I wish to guide as follows. From the time the bill was tabled for the first reading, there has been a very remarkable public interest in it. A review of the committee report reveals that more than 60 witnesses were accorded opportunity to present their views on the bill, including persons and institutions. These answers and questions on whether there was sufficient public